Hi, Parlay Pete,
That's Rich McKay to you.
the parody account.
Yeah, basically. That's kind of what we're doing right this second.
Hey, as a disclaimer, this is not Rich McKay. This is a podcast of two Falcons fans who are fed up, and we wanted Rich to be here, a fake Rich, faux Rich.
Well, he
Uh,
really runs this. He really runs this podcast. If you let anyone else know about it,
I mean, he drives the first hour of content every week.
he does. And guess what? Hold on. While we're talking, only because I think I have a breakthrough on my end, so I think everybody will get to see me and not Rich. But hold on, I'm literally putting it together. But how are we doing today, Lee?
Oh man, not too bad. Put in a hard day's work. I got a funny work story for you if you
You're a
got time.
working man these
Yeah,
days.
finally.
You're as blue collar as it gets.
Boy, let me tell you. I have to stretch and rub my feet every night. Because throwing them boxes takes a toll on you.
Well, let me tell you, it's an honest day's living, and at the end of the day, it's better to be doing that than nothing.
Absolutely. So I'm doing my job today, talking to this young lady across from me. She seemed reserved, and it wasn't like flirty talk or anything. It was just, hey, how you doing? Try. I mean, I got to look at you for the next 3.5 hours. So
Right.
I don't want to sit here in silence. So this other broad comes over there. She was like, "Don't you date so and so and so?" She was like, "Yeah, man. I saw him over there with the with his pallet jack talking to so and so and so. She has on this and that, and he was smiling, and he don't never smile."
That sounds like, but that sounds like some workplace like purposefully done drama. She sounds like the one that was fucking more than anything, just
And
to see what the reaction was like.
right, and so the girl gets mad, and mind you, neither one of them are 25.
Okay, are they? Obviously, they're over 18, but
Yeah.
like, do you think that they're above 21? And that
One I think
actually, in a weird way, it matters a little.
one the one who came with the story was I think 22, and the one who was the girlfriend is 20.
Okay.
So it's me and an older lady there. And we're like, hey man, don't man, bro, it's work. It ain't nothing. She may have stopped and was talking to him, and she may have just said something funny, and he was laughing. Like people be talking. It's nothing. Like this is bro, they at work, chilling. And she was like, and then the Mexican girl was like, well, you know how they be. They don't want you talking to no nigga. And
Right.
she, my nigga can't talk to no girl at work. And I'm like, don't y'all know people go to work and flirt? Like, you have your office girlfriend and stuff. Like, you flirt. It ain't nothing. And then you go
Right.
home to the person you're with. It's very common in the workplace. Oh, you just trying to take up for him because you a nigga. I'm like, well, yes, but two, no, I'm an adult and I've lived, so I understand that some like let's not trip about this. It's not a big deal. Oh, you got me acting up.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
I got you're muted. I'll tell you this guy. You're muted. Yeah, you're on mute, man.
All right, we're good to go.
All right, yeah. So, anyways, we
By
finally
that,
go to
the people that are viewing this live early, there's a lot of fucked up shit going on my end.
that's what she said.
Yeah. They say that all the time.
No, they don't. That's because that's accountability.
You know what? There's a video I'm gonna send you that we didn't talk about in pre-production. It's something Davis. He's a comedian.
Haha
And
Davis.
no, it's not Haha Davis. I forgot the nigga's name. I liked it on Twitter, but
Okay.
and I'm not gonna go into great detail, but basically he breaks down just how marriage and stuff, like not just marriage, but just in general, just the life of a nigga and how like this stuff works. And it's like, he's not lying. Like he's not lying.
He was on stage.
Yeah, but it's not Haha Davis though. That's
No. I know. I think I saw it too. I got a question.
That's the laughing factor.
Yeah. I think I had it on my story this week.
Maybe I did get it from you. It wasn't Haha Davis, but his last
No,
name.
it wasn't. I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name.
He's telling the fucking truth though, brother.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, he gets it. He's somebody that gets it.
Hey, so today, another quick work story, right?
Okay.
He whose name we shall not say, or his company,
Okay.
there, open policy allows any and everyone to work there, right? Equal opportunity employer, as every company should.
As everybody should be, yeah.
Yeah, so we got a little stud butt in there,
Okay.
And it appears that she's arguing with her girl, her wife, whatever.
So they work together.
No. She had the AirPod in.
So she's on.
Yeah, and like where we were working at, wasn't no bosses over there.
Okay.
And it's the end of the day. Yeah. So they arguing and doing all this fussing and back and forth, and I was like, who actually takes accountability in lesbian relationships?
I don't know.
I mean, especially if it's a stud and not a trans, you know what I mean? Trans man.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like who's like the person in the couple, like, who doesn't speak what they're upset about because they're just trying to keep the peace, or just them two just. My women's tuition just made me want to come talk to you about this today.
I would say, I mean, you don't know. I guess it depends on the personalities of the studs. Now, normally though, there are studs that are with studs, which, as we see with the stud buds, as we see with,
they don't date each other.
They don't.
No, I think they're just friends.
Well, let's look at Alyssa Thomas and Head Dyke, and I know that's me saying this. It sounds so derogatory. I didn't mean to say that. HD. Let me clarify my comment. It's Thanksgiving. Give me a break.
Now you let them know what HD means. We can't even use it anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. No, it doesn't matter.
Hey, you know what? Change it. TD, touchdown.
Yep, touchdown. And
Alyssa Bonner.
There you go. They're married and they're on the same team. She forced her way out of Indiana to get back there because they were playing together in Connecticut. But nonetheless, Can you hear that, by the way?
Yeah, you got a notification.
It's all the stuff. My bad for everybody here. Here, I am really fucking up here early, but
it's fun.
Yeah, we'll live. Jesus Christ! Hold on. Let me press continue on it that way, because every time I press close, it just is doing it. Okay, but point being, they play together, so I didn't know. I didn't know that they weren't together. So they just do a podcast together, and then that's just the way that they work. I guess they work. They're friends.
Yes.
It'd be like if we were both gay. God damn it! It'd be like
let's not even imagine that.
Well, we're not, but that's the point. That's how we could play with it, because we're not. But the thing is, if we were gay, we've got a podcast together. We're friends. Yeah. Obviously, we're not lovers because we're not gay. But at the same time,
will we be the bottom buds or the bottom boys? Or would be the top dogs?
I don't know what we would be, Lee. I'm not about to think about it because we're not that. But what I will think about is
I think top dogs is a good one. Dogs on top.
Yeah, dogs on top. But then we'd almost have to kind of be. We don't have to be a Georgia podcast. We are kind of a Georgia. We're not. When I say Georgia, I don't.
I mean like explicitly Georgia. Yeah.
They don't have to be explicitly UGA, but we do.
Two gay guys talking Georgia.
Yeah, and I'm sure that we'll get to a little bit later here. A little bit of high school football. I know that we didn't put this in the pre-production, but I know you know what happened out there in Gainesville. Because that's been a big talking point for GHSA.
No, I don't know.
Oh, well, we'll get to it. I'll surprise it at the end. That's what she said. Anywho, my point is this. Stud buds, I didn't know that they weren't married. Continue on with your point.
Oh, I was just making a joke. Because, you know, we're two men on a podcast, so we have to be misogynist, right?
Somebody said, is that P. Diddy here in the comments on YouTube? And it's so funny because I actually used to get called P. Diddy in high school. A lot of people call me Pi. But
P. Diddy.
No, seriously, it was a nickname.
No, I can see it because you're Pierce. Yeah, P. Diddy. It was funny.
But I'm like, well, it's nobody that I went to high school with. There's no way. But anywho.
Were you throwing Diddy parties?
I threw one, but it wasn't. And it was actually down here. Because, again, I'm shooting in my dad's basement now because it made more sense to shoot here as opposed to going back to my house. So I'm shooting here. Wow. We just jumped up in a lot of viewership here as well. I don't know if you can see that. But nonetheless, yeah. So I think we should hop into Falcons first because right now we are all here to do what Falcons do.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Winning week. Falcons first, winning week, man.
It's been what? Almost a month. It's been over a month. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even.
Early October. When was that Bills game? Early October.
Yeah, before homecoming.
So there you go. I mean, that says enough. It's literally it'll be December on Monday.
Yeah.
So enough said. When we spoke about this a little earlier, which, hey, and I haven't got to publicly apologize or tell you, when you called me on Sunday. So I was with Jew. And no. What it was that we were literally, so I was with him at McCrae's. We went to McCrae's. And like, I was in the middle. I was talking to somebody at our table who was a part of the Julian Turner side of the party. We were talking and I said, here, I'm going to call him back. Because we were basically trying to break this stuff down. And, bro, it just went from one thing to another. Because Mariana was with me, too.
I know. So here's what happened. I called you right as like halftime hit.
Yeah.
And I did not know
you truly meant to call you back.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know you were with Julian yet, but I saw it shortly thereafter, just story scrolling. But I also knew that I was like, oh, he started talking, then halftime was over, then niggas forget, bro. Now it's 3 hours later.
Yeah, it's just we were talking, and then from there, I meant to call back. But then the food came. Like, it was just like a lot of stuff that like staggered. So I publicly apologize because seriously, I did mean to. But like,
oh, thank you.
I just didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. Like, you know, like
I wouldn't think.
I know that you don't feel. I know that you know. It'd be like if I call you and then, you know what I mean? Like, so
I'm not your girl. You know, well, I don't trip if you don't answer my call.
Well, but I don't have a girl, and more importantly, I value our friendship that much. So I just meant to, you know.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
hey,
we beat the Saints.
Yeah, we beat the Saints.
Whoop-de-doo. What does it all mean, Basil? I mean, like, my thing is this.
7.
Yeah, I don't want to overreact to beating a bad team with a rookie quarterback in their third year that nobody expected to be good to begin with. So that's kind of like just my feeling from it. I'm not mad at the execution. They scored 10 points, and one of them came on a pick six. So it's like they didn't really do anything. We held them 2 different times on fourth down. They did miss 2 field goals, which is why Justin Tucker got a tryout this week. These are things that everybody we got to hold our horses. If we beat the Saints 31-10 on Sunday, I still am not. No, I'll wait until we win that game, and then let's say we beat Seattle the next week, and then we're 500, or we're a game below 500 because the Panthers are going to lose this week, and the Bucks could lose if Baker doesn't play. Then I'll talk. Then we can have some dialogue.
Let's not put that in the atmosphere. Baker's playing.
Yeah, I bet you would like that, wouldn't you?
I mean, I would like for him to be.
You got a number 1 seed at stake that only I can take. You do. No, it's the truth. If you lose and I win, I'm going to be the number 1 seed.
I'm well aware, and then I go from.
You'll be it'll depend on what happens,
and I won't have a bye.
Well, Gambles is playing Nico, so that will dictate that side of.
Let's get back to the Falcons.
We're going to get into fantasy too, because this is an important week to talk about it. It is, and you were talking about that shit yesterday. So
it was just a comment. It was a throwaway comment.
No, it wasn't. I caught it. So you're like, I'm in first place anyway. It's just like, okay, nigga. Yeah, Eric Boyd. Hold on. No, we're gonna pause Falcons first. Eric Boyd, you play Boyd this week.
Yeah.
So this is because me and Justice have already talked about it. Justice plays JP. If Justice beats JP, Justice is going to be the last. Because pretty much Matt and Gambles, even though they're not officially clinched, they're in. Because the only reason they're not even 100% in is because of points, like tiebreakers. They're in. It would take somebody has to score like 200 points for them to get out. They're in.
Matt made the playoffs.
Yeah, Matt's in. But if Justice beats JP, it'll be Justice that gets the last spot, which means if you lose and I win, you're going to play Justice, is what that means. If Justice loses,
you play
JP
Justice.
Wins, he needs Boyd to lose. Because Boyd has like 40 points on JP. So JP would have to not only beat Justice, but outscore Boyd by 40 in a tiebreaker, or Boyd has to lose. But I'm saying if Boyd wins and Justice wins, Justice has like a 40-point advantage on Boyd. So it's basically we're both me and JP are rooting for Boyd against you for different reasons. He needs it because even if JP beats Justice, Boyd has to lose to you. No, so he's rooting for you. But Boyd is rooting for Justice, and I am rooting for Boyd.
I mean, but what you're rooting for is selfish. You're in the playoffs.
No. I'd like to have a bye. And that would mean technically I have the best record because you're either going to be the 1 seed or the 3 seed. We're pretty much there at that point. It's going to either I'm the one or that's what we're fighting for this week. But it's great because we have a podcast together.
Yeah, but also, isn't this how the league should be based on who understands the game?
Understands the game and understands everything, even about fantasy football.
Besides Matt Flowers.
But from a knowledge standpoint, yes.
Yeah.
But Nico's in. He's a Raiders fan. Not that – look, all of our teams are bad. Except Josh, even though they're a bad 8-3 football team. That's a bad 8-3. And we'll get to them once we recap last week. But that's a bad 8-3 football team, right? But none of our JP, everybody, they're Commanders fans. Like, Jew is a Steelers fan. Like, everybody's – none of our teams are dominant. Nobody's a Ram. I guess Gambles is a Patriots fan. Well, but nobody thinks that the Patriots can win the Super Bowl.
And does anybody respect Gambles? I don't say respect.
I respect Gambles, obviously, but
golly, I have the utmost respect for him. But Who's going to gambles for the sports takes?
Nobody. Yeah, nobody. Nobody. Nobody's calling him on Sunday morning and saying, "What are your bets?"
Like
Lee, I get calls every Sunday.
I've been with you on many Sundays.
Whether it's from Julian Turner, it doesn't even matter if it's Jew. It's other people. A lot of people hit me up about this stuff.
I've been with you on Sundays.
Yeah.
Gambles is a black Boston sports fan.
That isn't from Boston.
Yeah.
He's from Pensacola, Florida. You would think he'd be a Buccaneers fan, right? But
or even sucking ears,
or even a Saint. I mean, I don't
or
know.
even an Eagles fan like Josh Holsey.
Well, I know Josh is from Pensacola technically, but Josh to me, because he grew up in Tennessee, he went to high school in Tennessee. I would think Titans. I know he likes Steve McNair, but it's like, why Donovan McNabb? Why Buckholzer?
Washington
Wizards? Guys? Yeah,
who's his baseball team?
He didn't have one. Josh doesn't watch baseball. He'll probably be a Rockies fan or a Padres fan now, but he's not a fan of either of those teams.
Does Josh Holsey wear fitted hats?
I've never seen him wear one. No.
He doesn't really wear hats. I've seen him in a polo hat before. Have I?
I've never seen Josh in a hat. Look, I mean, yeah, maybe a polo, but
yeah, he's not a hat.
The more and more I think, I'm a hat guy. Every time you see me, I probably have a hat on, and I have great hair too. But I just don't.
Hair too.
No, I just like wearing hats. I'm a hat guy.
You look like a sleazeball in those glasses.
Well, I've worn them before. This isn't my first time.
I like them. They look like they should be transition frames, but they're not. And, any nigga with transition frames on inside is just not to be trusted.
Well, it's Thanksgiving. I've been drinking. So I'd love to wear some shades for this type of an occasion. And maybe I'm a little selfish to the viewers. I don't know. But
let's get back to something that'll make you drink, those Atlanta Falcons. So Kirk Cousins, with a full week of preparation, looked like a professional quarterback. The offense, we ran the ball. We got under center. We play action from under center. We were really good in the play action from under center. Was Kirk's injury last year speed up the Michael Penix timeline? And because he showed flashes last year and the fan base was so out on Kirk, that Kirk didn't even have a shot to beat him for the job this year, when I'm pretty sure I said it on here, Kirk Cousins is probably the better quarterback on the roster.
Lee, and this is where the argument comes in, right?
I asked the question. I didn't make it.
No. But this is where it comes in. We signed Kirk for a reason.
Okay.
We drafted Penix for a deeper reason. And the idea, because this is at least when it happened, what I thought was that Kirk Cousins, that's why he got the 2 years heavily, at 3 guaranteed, but 2 where a majority of the money was there. But they also planned for the worst in that case scenario, kind of, because they can cut bait after this year. But we wanted Kirk Cousins to be the quarterback for 2 years. I think that's what the plan was. The plan was always for him to be here for 2, and that it be more of a Jordan Love thing, and Jordan Love sat for 3 years.
Yeah.
But and so did Aaron Rodgers. I think that was what we wanted. It didn't work that way because of Kirk's injury that he didn't want to admit, nor did Raheem or anyone on the medical team, because everybody acted like he wasn't hurt. We visibly could see that he was hurt. And I think coming off that bye when we were 6-5 against the Chargers was the game, if there was any, to pull the plug then.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. And that's okay. Everything happens for a reason.
So do you think Kirk is better than Penix today?
I disagree.
No, I'm asking. I'm not making a statement.
No, I don't. Because my reason is this. I think we need to see more of Kirk Cousins now. That will determine it. If Kirk Cousins goes, because remember, Kirk did start against the Dolphins at home, a team that would literally, if they had won the game, coach gets fired. I promise you that McDaniels gets fired if they lose that game. They didn't, they won, and now they won like 3 of their last 4. So that changed the trajectory of even a franchise. On the other side, that has nothing to do with us. I think that with Penix was playing great in the Carolina game. And then even when Cousins came in, we were up 2 touchdowns and we lost. So it's like we beat a Saints team that's not good. And that's why I call it Overreaction Monday. It is Overreaction Monday. I don't think that – I'm not saying that Kirk Cousins didn't play well, and I'm not saying that offensively the game plan wasn't solid. What I'm saying is this. If you look at everything, the defense balled out. They had another game, which, hey, week 2 after the Vikings game, by the way, we said sack Atlanta.
Yeah.
Nigga, are we not on spot on with that right today? Today, is that not a fucking – are we not like prophets at this point with that?
What, we got like 5 sacks?
We're second in the league, and we're only like, I think, a sack behind. And that's after Cleveland having 10 on Sunday, which we'll get to that when we recap real quick. But like,
hey, Josh Holtzy, we get some things right over here, buddy.
Yeah, but I think Justice was one of the people that didn't agree with it. And now this is just inner people, so I can't speak about anyone else because maybe our footprint's not big enough for everybody to hear our takes. But there were people that did disagree with what it is that we were saying, and I was like, "Are we sack Atlanta?" Literally, we named one of the podcasts that because it's like, "Are we sack Atlanta?" And I think that
double entendre.
Man, we are though.
I got sacks and the team's a sack of shit.
Well, triple then, because Atlanta niggas get sacks. They got sacks.
Oh yeah.
I got a sack. They go to now.
And they go and they like to go to sack. Now. That might be quadruple.
Quad then, yeah, if you want to take it that far. But
yeah, man, we might be using these mics for the wrong thing. We might need to start spitting.
Boy, that's a double at that point, Lee. I'm not gonna get too far into that, but what I will say is this:
New Kung Fu Kenny.
Yeah, I was about to say, where's the Kung Fu Kenny drop?
Yeah, that was out of pocket.
Yeah, that was crazy. But what I will say is this: they look good. Kirk Cousins certainly on that deep ball, the moon ball. It was great, man. It was great. It was great. I think that it was great momentum to go into a game against a team that you should beat again. And the Falcons were underdogs in that Saints game. Everybody did really pick the Saints. I was on board with it. I didn't bet it, but like I was on board with it.
I started their defense in one of my other leagues.
The Saints?
Yeah.
It's tough. But that goes to show how fed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're fed up. You're fed up with it.
Hey, and Parlay Pete, no disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing that you said, nothing that I said matters. If come April, that guy who started on this podcast is still employed by this team we're talking about.
Well, in that
anything short of a Super Bowl,
we're not getting the Super Bowl.
No, hear me out. But anything short of a Super Bowl, if that guy's back, nothing matters.
I mean, it's facts.
And a Super Bowl may retire his ass. But we won't get one because he's here.
Now, and I think that's that's why we started off this podcast with that photo, why you chose that photo. At the end of the day, what would you say hinders this team more than anything? Because if we're riding a high by beating the Saints, what hinders the team then? Because is it Michael Penix? A lot of people could say, well, Michael Penix, is he not comfortable under center? Because Kirk Cousins did come from under center. That touchdown to Mooney,
Yeah.
It was everything that we've been wanting, but it's the same thing with Penix. The idea was that play action pass works for both of these guys, one way or another.
Yeah, but the pistol doesn't.
So then why are we running the pistol? Which yes, we know that Zach Robinson will not. Lee, I am here today. We will never do this podcast again if Zach Robinson is the offensive coordinator next week. I'm willing to make that proclamation. And all right, I tell you, not never again. But if he's the OC next year, then brother, you got to find a new partner, or you got to make this the solo show, because I'm willing to lay that on the line, because I know that it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? He won't be here. I don't think if we went out, I don't even think he was going to be here, because Oklahoma State did hire their head coach.
Yeah.
So we know he's not going there now.
He's going to need an OC though.
And I think that he'll be waiting in the wings for if he gets fired. But like, I will not be on this show next year if he's here. And we can play it back. And maybe I'll take it back. I highly doubt I will, but like, I mean, we just won't do the show, because
what if we just get rid of the segment?
Yeah, we could do that too, and just not talk Falcons ball ever.
Yeah, no,
like you'll have like that shit in the background. You'll be downtown, nigga, I'll be wearing a Falcons hat. I mean, there'll be a lot of Falcons shit around. They'll be like, man, you guys never want to talk about the Falcons with your fans, and I'll be like, yep.
Oh,
we won't. I tell you what, I'll change it, because I don't want to say we won't do this. I don't think it's gonna happen one way. I think that.
But I say what we can do is Falcons first segment goes away if he comes back, and the Falcons will only be mentioned if like it's a real storyline, not we want to talk about them.
It'll be good content as well, because
I mean, yeah, for one,
like the people on Twitter when they're like, I won't tweet again until such and such does this. And then I don't even know where that video comes from, but it's a guy that's like sleep. And then the music plays, ready or not, here I come. And he's like breathing like in his bed. They're like, I won't tweet again until Russell Westbrook gets a triple double. Like, it'll be like people, I don't know how often you're on Twitter, but that's how they do it.
I think they call it X now.
Okay. Well, I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, we're done with the Falcons.
No. I did want to say one more thing about the Falcons. I'm glad that they beat the Saints, because, a one Courtney George, who should have been on this show last week, she's been a past guest. Some of you may know her. I will not say for why you know her, but
it's not porn.
It isn't porn, but
well, no, because you just like left that cliffhanger.
She texted me like the morning of / day before, and she sent me a video of like Matt Ryan getting like stiff arm. You remember that intercept? It was like Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah.
Which Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and I know we'll get to what we're thankful for later on in the show. But like, she sent it to me, and I'm like, okay. And then I sent her. I have a video on my page that I've had for years. I sent that to her because she was with me at a game in the suite, and she got to. It was like a season opener. She got to, bat.
Had her up in the suite, huh?
Yeah, well, it's her, and then in the video is Danica as well. Danica's one of Laris's good friends. She's from New Orleans since I was a kid. She's a huge Saint fan. She loves to talk shit to me too. But like,
just say, hey, yeah, you just come on up to the suite, no biggie.
She did, but that's why I have such a good relationship with her mother as well.
Let
me tell you, there's only one thing that holds me back from marrying a Courtney George, and it's not her even being a Saints fan. And I'll leave it at that. Because we actually have a very good chemistry together, but it's okay. Like, I'm better off friends with her anyways, but like, I like her friends more.
I could have said something so funny.
Well, you should know exactly why I said what I just said.
Yeah, I know.
Anywho.
Something about those damn brothers.
Well, it's not a blood brother.
No, it's just that whole, those Eskimo things, those brothers being
Oh yeah, yeah,
Eskimo.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's cold, bro. It's cold.
Yeah, no, I wasn't suggesting anything like
But
anything
I'm
like
just saying
that.
the Eskimo's cold. It's cold.
But nah, shout out to her friends. I can, I can,
They're
I
very
can,
attractive women.
I can second that one.
They're very attractive women. But
Um, man, let's get to the week, and I want to open it up with, you know what I mean?
okay, hold on.
You see him?
Was there a specific one that you did want to start with? Because here I've got it pulled up now. I'm looking
Yeah,
at
you see him?
see who.
You see him?
Oh, Shador. Yeah, I tell you what. Now here's the thing. Yeah, because actually he's a perfect game to start with. It was a meaningless game in terms of a betting slate for some, and then just overall, it's too bad. It's two teams that aren't going to the playoffs, so nobody really cares. But it was Shador's debut, something that I think that as a starter we were all waiting to see, and he didn't disappoint. At the end of the day, people can hate as much as they want. He was 11 to 20. I know he threw for 200 plus. He had a touchdown. He didn't have any turnovers. And my
No
favorite
sacks
part
either.
of well, no sacks either. No, he had one.
Oh,
It was
one.
like
Sorry, yeah, one, but just one.
for 3 yards.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite part about it was you sending that video yesterday with the QBR thing. Now, I've never taken QBR serious because it was a stat that was I didn't realize ESPN
Yeah,
made
I
it, but
yeah, I
like
remember when ESPN made it.
I thought it was an official NFL stat.
They
But
made it an official stat because they made it and they made the people on the network use it. And now those people have left ESPN and gone in other places, and QBR is just a part of what they use, and they're all respectable people. So if they're using it, if Cowherd, Skip Bayless, Rosillo, Simmons, all these people are referencing QBR. Oh, well, this is some good shit. So then it becomes something that people use.
right.
It's supposed to be better than quarterback rating or passer rating, excuse me.
Yeah, and so I think that overall, good for you, bud. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I agree that nobody should use that as a reference point for betting, for how they view a quarterback or anything. Because again, he brought up DTR.
EFF either.
Well, I thought the DTR thing was the most eye-opening, obviously, because we've watched him play too. He's garbage. For one, they won the game. They won the game comfortably. It wasn't like a game-winning field goal game either. Like that. I mean, and Grant, they had 10 sacks. Like the defense was great because the Browns have a good defense. But that shouldn't shit on Shador. Shador, I didn't watch the entire game, but I did. It was on. I was watching the Falcon Saints, but like it was on, and I was obviously watching it in McCrae's. Like so. This is what I think, and I loved it because he kept throwing. When he did get those deep balls, it like set up Judkins to get the touchdowns, which is it helps me in fantasy. Which we'll get to that once we probably finish up the recap.
So, do you think Stefanski should have already,
pulled the plug on?
Shades?
Well, this was the issue. They acted like they wanted to compete by saying Joe Flacco is the quarterback for 6 or 7 weeks. And the reality was that even with Joe Flacco, they were never going to compete. Even with that defense, they just weren't. Flacco and what he did, they went to the playoffs. He took over an offense and they won and they got to the playoff. They won 11 games that year. But
they weren't trying to compete with Flacco.
And he went like 5-2.
But no. They knew that neither one of them was ready. They didn't want to just throw them out there, break their confidence.
Don't start them as long as you did. Is my thought.
Well, hold on. But then they let Flacco start. Flacco got to go through camp with them. He already knew the offense, so they can watch the offense in camp be ran properly. Because if Flacco's not there, they're not watching the offense being ran right by somebody who knows it.
But this is the issue. If he knew it already, let's at least get them reps. Why weren't they getting reps? Because that was the biggest talking point of Shador, right? What he said was,
hold on, I got it right here.
go ahead, play it real quick.
For 1 week of practice, you know what I mean? This 1 week of practice. So imagine, what a full offseason look like. It get dangerous. But it's just a 1 week of practice. So I'm just truly thankful, that everything happened. For 1 week.
It should have been a quarterback competition, Lee. Anyways, like, no offense to Flacco, what was there? If every team's goal is not to win the Super Bowl, and I think that everybody needs to realize that too. That like the Saints did not come into training camp saying we're gonna win the Super Bowl.
No, they said it, but they didn't mean it.
So with the Browns, it's the same thing. Everybody knew that they weren't winning the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco at 39, 40 years old. Like, so why not let these guys at least get both of them? I'm not just
because they're
not thing. Like, why not they both get reps?
Because they're not. They probably weren't ready. Like, hey,
if they were that raw, then for one, getting Shador in the fifth is one thing, but with Dylan Gabriel in the third, you said this on the Village Vets yesterday. Why not use that capital for somebody that potentially is a starter, like we did, right? With Watts. Like,
you get started in the third round.
Like, because they could have drafted Watts. Like, I'm pretty sure that pick for Dylan Gabriel was before ours, considering we got it from the Rams. So that would mean that they drafted him over Watts. I don't know what their safety shit looks like, but he would have added to a dominant defense with that pass rush and everything that they had. Why not just add a star or just an offensive star? They don't have no receivers, it appears to me. So why not draft Isaiah? I mean, they did get Isaiah Bond later, but why not draft a receiver? I can't think of just a receiver off the top of my head.
In the third, like if you're an SEC football fan, you still watch the third round.
Yeah, because Nakobe Dean, the
starters
linebacker in college football that year went to the Eagles in the third round.
Yeah, we drafted linebacker that round too before them, but
we did, and he's been injured. But he was also the.
But let's not go down that rabbit hole. But point being is,
finished with the Falcons.
Well, yeah, but back to Shador. I didn't like the post game.
It was niggerish,
and I think part of why he fell in the draft, why maybe he didn't beat out Dylan Gabriel, why he's covered the way in a certain way that he's covered. And his fanboys, I get it. Me and Parlay Pete don't have a problem with the way that Shador acts as human beings.
He's normal.
It's normal to us, but as observers of football media, what front office people, former front office, what coaches, former coaches say, we go, that does not work for quarterback. They don't like that at quarterback. So you have to be Jamarcus Russell, Cam Newton. You have to be head and shoulders above everybody. That is undeniable. That for you to get the chance. When you are in a bad quarterback draft and nothing that you do is markedly better than anybody except for maybe your instinct and your ability, like your deep ball, and maybe.
Your pedigree.
Yeah, and I was going to say your pedigree, the most important thing. But nothing that's just so much better. Like you didn't have the best arm. You're not 6'5", so sometimes, dog, it goes back to the Colin Kaepernick shit. You know what I mean? If you want these people's money, you have to conduct yourself in the way that they expect you to. And if not, you will be treated as such. And I'm not saying this to justify their treatment, but I can also say but I also say that what they're asking for isn't inhumane, and we all have biases, both implicit and like fucking just overt biases, you know what I mean? Yeah. And if you play into my negative biases, I'm probably not gonna fuck with you. Let's just make this a human thing. Like, we know kids in school who weren't dumb, but the teachers didn't like them, so they got in trouble a lot. or they
And
were bad kids,
and
but they
got
were
treated
smart.
a certain type of way.
Exactly. And there were some good kids, really good kids, dumb as a rock, but the teacher's going to help them and make sure personalities just are personalities. Some of my best Marines, I fucking hated them.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you can be good at your job, but I can still not like you. You can still be a dick, or our personalities just don't mesh. And some of my favorite Marines sucked. Didn't mean we wasn't cool. So, like, personalities can matter in these things. They shouldn't. And my feelings for people did not affect how I evaluated them as a supervisor. Because the motherfuckers that I liked that sucked, well, it showed. But
See, you were biased.
no, and who I would talk to and bullshit with during the day, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, if there was some
These are
bullshit,
questions that have to be asked, Lee.
I mean, if there was like some bullshit, like, hey, we need somebody to go do something, I'm either gonna send like the new kids or the people that I don't like.
Hey, well, I appreciate you for keeping it real.
But yeah, no, shout out to Shador. He obviously does not he doesn't execute the offense the way that Stefanski would like. Not on schedule. But hey man, you're not your dad. He gets to talk shit like that, and it doesn't matter. You're not that. And I don't mean, and I'm not saying it to say stop doing
you're
it.
not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
And I'm not saying stop doing it, but mainly to his fans, like, hey man, can y'all just accept that somebody may not like that shit? So fuck him. That's not me, but them.
Well, if anything, the fans should realize it because of the positions that they're in, that the reality of this world that we live in is that I think a lot of us can do a lot more than we've done. But if you don't have that backing or that cosign or whatever, it's going to be a lot harder to do it. The more and more cosign you get, the better you can look anyways. And now there are some people that do fumble that cosign, and that's a part of life as well. Like, you know what I mean? If they get a second chance, Sam Darnold, like any of these people.
Fourth chance.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows anyone's situations. So it's like, it's the walking mile in my shoes for a mile fucking simulation type thing. It's hard to say what anyone can do in any type of situation, but there are so many people out here that are, whether they're talented enough or just if they have the opportunity, what they can do. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't think that it's fair to judge anyone on that. Now, sports are a different animal in the same beast, in the sense of course, nobody can look at sports and not be critical, even of greats. Like, it just is a part of it, right? Like, anyone that has any type of limelight, there's just going to be criticism. But with him, he was getting dealt a bad hand, and not dealt a bad hand from life, but dealt a bad hand from the outside looking in because of who he is already, how he does conduct himself, and the idea that he wasn't like that good anyways. Because Arch Manning, what do we really know about Arch Manning? He was the Heisman favorite. Texas was the number one team. He fell flat on his face. He's picked it up a lot recently.
Well,
we'll get to that in the college phase.
But the point is, we don't know anything about Arch Manning
except for his pedigree.
Yeah, and that's
it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Shador in reality.
Yeah, but I mean, but hold on, that's not the point I was making. Is his camp is doing that on purpose because they're quarterbacks. They understand what, because the quarterback talks to if you're the franchise guy, you have a relationship with the owner.
For sure.
Everybody else doesn't. So you're an extension of the owner. So if you're not you have to act a certain way. And the Mannings are grooming Arch to act like a quarterback. Now, mind you, acting like a quarterback is total bullshit. It's just some shit that they say that has to be a thing. And I think to some degree, a good quarterback has to have certain skills. But when they say certain personalities don't work at quarterback, look at the actual sample size.
Okay.
And then actually, if you peel back the layers of all of these other great quarterbacks, and we learn the truth about them and the lives that they lead, there are some consistencies, but there's shit all over. There's some probably church freaks who don't drink, some health freaks, some fucking fat slobs who just pound beer all season. Some watch a lot of film, some watch a little bit of film. Some are precise. You know what I mean? Like there's all these different things that can make a quarterback good, and it's more important to have a good coach, quarterback, and GM marriage than necessarily be to act a certain way, especially when it's a crafted way that you're acting, and that's not authentically who you are. Because we saw how the Browns reacted to Shador. They fuck with dog.
Yeah, and I think that just in general, when you think about that stuff, you
can't be a nigga because there ain't no owners niggas.
Has there ever been a successful nigga quarterback that stood the test of time? Some could say Lamar is not even like a nigga, and he's the most successful to do it.
Huh?
Name me a more successful black quarterback.
You say he's not a nigga.
I'm talking about
braids
everything that he does. He's not though.
Nigga got braids.
I'm not sitting here. I'm not calling
full sleeves and goddamn diamonds in his shit.
I'm a cornball brother.
No, I know you're not. I'm saying he's a nigga.
Not like, bro. He's not doing what Shador is doing. He's not doing what Michael Vick low key used to do. Like he's not doing that.
No, Shador. Like Shador's annoying to me as a nigga. He does too much.
Because he's a nigga. This is what I'm saying. He's a nigga though.
Close to hard R.
He's from South Florida, and like he a nigga, but like he don't conduct himself that way.
Well, yeah, no. He's a very classy. And there's nothing wrong with not being classy. I think that can get into some of my views on Western philosophy and cultural norms, but you know.
Yeah. I don't think that he's that big of a nigga, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just thought like I don't know what I thought you were saying by saying he's like not a nigga. It's like fuck. But yes, there haven't been many quarterbacks that have been successful with that personality. But my counterpoint would be not many players with that personality while having the skill set get the opportunity to play quarterback at that level. They reroute them early.
Yeah, you're preaching to a choir right now, but
because let's just be real. How many Lamar Jacksons were there years ago? How many Michael Vicks, Cam? You know what I'm saying? Like the hood nigga that could just fling the ball a country mile with terrible form and hasn't been refined at all. Hadn't seen a quarterback coach. He learned how to throw the ball at the park.
No, there's not very many, and there's not very many that we would be able to sit here and speak of. But I think that
because they become receivers.
They become receivers. They do a lot of different things. And so I agree with you. But what I will say is this, is that Lamar is not a Shador, and Shador, even to a degree, I think maybe from a cultural phenomenon, it's not Michael Vick. It just ain't Michael.
No, hold on.
Michael Vick was the number one pick. Like, this is the other part about it. Like, Michael Vick could get away with, but fuck the dog fighting. Not to, like, act like that didn't happen, but, like, he could kind of get away with a lot of that shit. He flicked us off. When I say us, I mean literally when he flicked, I thought he was flicking my mom off, damn near. Like,
but hold on, we're talking about cultural influence.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying he could get away with it because he's the number one pick. Shador is an underdog cultural, which how often do you have an underdog in New York, right? In New York, who was my man last year or 2 years ago. DeVito, Italian, grew up in New Jersey, quarterback. Like that was great for New York City. You know what I mean? When I say somebody like Shador, if you look at it, it's like he's like an underdog nigga though, which there's not very many of them.
No, he's not. No, the fuck he's not.
He's not from the beating the odds, perfect timing. Like,
no, he ain't beat no fucking odds. The nigga's a millionaire. Stop.
Yes, no,
fucking underdog.
Lee, I'm not.
Deion Sanders' son is not ever a fucking underdog.
But I'm saying I'm not. When I say
I know the point that you're trying to make, and no, he's not a fucking underdog. Oh, because he went in the 5th round, maybe. No, he's not a fucking underdog. He's like the most famous bench warmer since Tim Tebow, bro. Like, that's not a fucking underdog.
I get it. I mean,
but he's more like Barack Obama.
Shador Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009? Right. That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009. You said you were sitting there watching the game in your house, and what you did? You ran with the TV.
Yeah, right.
Right? What was you doing, DB?
Yeah,
I was cheering. I was happy.
You was cheering like a motherfucker. When Shador Sanders is on the field, and when I say powerful because there's two sides of it, right? Think about it. Okay, you got the black community. He bringing the whole black community together. I ain't ran across one black person that didn't say one bad thing about Shador.
We want him.
And guess what? Not one. Because
haven't met me, Perk.
He has the balance of that. I'm arrogant, but I'm humble too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
He have fun with shit.
And he having fun with shit. And on top of that, y'all want me to say it ain't. Y'all want me to say it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, he talking shit.
He's the most powerful black man in sports. No other. Matter of fact, black man. He the most powerful player in sports.
Mic drop.
Yeah, and I told you this when you sent me this clip. Perk should stick to having his bad takes only on the 4-letter. And I mean it. That is such a bad comparison. And I think I knew what he meant. It's such a bad comparison because Barack Obama, for one, sits in the pantheons of MLK's, Harriet Tubman's. Like, we're talking when it comes to actually, and let me not even just do black history. Historically, period. This is somebody that sits in pantheon. Not because he's the first black president, but like in general, his meaning to history is so great. If Shador Sanders became a 5-time Pro Bowl quarterback and didn't make the Hall of Fame, his meaning would not be that of Barack Obama. So it's such a bad compare. It's just a bad comparison.
He's bringing the black community together. Like, black people.
What are they doing? Niggas aren't shooting each other because of it. And I'm not. And I hate that. It sounds so bad saying it this way.
They're getting in front of the TV to watch him play football.
The fuck out of here, man. I don't know. But
hey, and I was gonna say this in the "We Have Something to Say" segment last week, but we didn't get to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doubly bothered by black podcasters really only knowing how to talk about one line of things, and then they choose to talk about more than what they can talk about. But it also bothers me that so many big black media personalities, I should say, can't talk about a few different things intelligently. And I'm not talking about your Stephen A. Smiths, because he's on air too much to be able to talk about a lot of different things.
We don't talk about Steve unless it's literally a Steve topic.
Yeah, but just like Big Perk, you're talking football. You know what? You're probably more qualified. You're definitely more qualified to talk football than I am because you work at ESPN. So you get to talk to people. You used to do a podcast with Swagoo. But Perk, I don't think you're the guy for presidential references or historical references. You know, Perk came straight out of high school.
And who is Perk?
A role player from the Celtics and the Thunder, a champion, a top prospect coming out of high school, out of Texas, Beaumont, nigga who dribbles in his driveway in a suit and J's.
I'm glad, Lee, that stuff impresses a lot of people. I'm glad that Perk does what he does on ESPN because obviously I'm familiar with him because I've seen his career. He's a entertaining former basketball player that they put a mic in front of, and that's fantastic. But the reality of the situation is this. Kendrick Perkins holds no weight when it comes to talking about anything outside of basketball to me.
I thought you were about to say
he was talking about football and bringing in politics. I don't want to fucking hear it. And actually, it ain't even politics. It's Black history. If we want to break it down even further, because that's what he was saying. He was saying this is Black history, which maybe it is not Black history. But what I'm saying is that this nigga play one game where they played honestly, and we'll get because we're gonna get off this segment here soon. But like, they played probably the worst team in the NFL. If we're gonna keep it a buck, I think the Raiders are the worst team in the league. And I know that they beat the Titans. But I think that if we keep it at a buck, nigga, that's the worst team in the NFL. And
they fired
we need to actually talk deeper about the Raiders. I didn't even send you this shit. And we didn't talk about it. So
Brady's pissed.
Did you know that Jim Gray owns a piece of the Raiders too with Brady?
No.
Okay. So apparently, and I'm going to keep this really short. Apparently, he's a part of that Brady buy-in package. And he's the issue. Google, and I'll continue to talk. Google Raiders Jim Gray, and you look up what comes up. They are saying that behind the scenes, that yes, the product on the field, because obviously they fired Chip Kelly, because we might as well address this now too.
Yep.
They fired Chip Kelly. I didn't realize he was the highest paid OC in the NFL, but they fired Chip Kelly. The former CEO of the Raiders, I forgot her name, but she was there for a long time, and she's a big part of it. They fired. Man, they talked about it, and Jim Gray's a big part of this, apparently. That's what they say.
Amy Trask?
Yes. She's a big part of it, and it's unbelievable to me.
Jesus, she worked for Al.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. Now, so
I'm reading a story.
Continue to babble.
From fan side. Now, she probably should have been fired because the Raiders
left on her own accord in like a few years, like almost a decade ago.
Yes.
But she's still obviously connected to the organization. Certainly not Al, but she's, Davis's son. They're still connected. I'm sure that they have to be because they know each other. But and she's cool with Tom. Now, Tom Brady has an interesting relationship with Jim Gray. As everybody knows, even when Tom was playing, he used to do interviews on Monday night. And I would hear them when I would ride in my car coming from Stone Mountain to Atlanta to go home at halftime and before the game. Normally, Jim Gray's on CBS Sports Network. I'm talking about this is while he was the Bucs quarterback, and would talk to Jim Gray. Now, Jim Gray did the decision with LeBron. I don't know what.
Sorry.
I don't know what Jim Gray's.
Why the fuck he gets to start running an NFL team?
Well, why he would even be included in it, and that he's able to cause enough mayhem in an organization that's already filled with it because they've been filled with it for so long. The thought would be, if you look at Pete Carroll's a good coach. Like, nobody can convince me that Pete Carroll's a bad coach.
Man, look, here's what the fuck's going on, Pete. Jim Gray has Brady's ear. Jim Gray is Brady's guy.
We got Dustin here too, by the way.
What's up, Hoos? Jim Gray is likely spreading bullshit throughout the organization to different people, saying different stuff, and giving the appearance to some that he's speaking for Tom. But then they also know that if they cross Jim, that fucks him up with Tom. So he's Rich McKaying them. A guy who shouldn't have this much influence has put himself in a position
to
disrupt the franchise. Yes.
Yeah,
I think speculation, by the way.
No. But this is why I bring it up. I brought it up because of the idea of, even with the Shedeur, it's just so much that goes on in these organizations to where nobody knows why these things are happening, because we just aren't on the inside. We can only speculate. We can all only speculate because we're not a part of it.
And the people who know are the ones who write the stories, and they leave this shit out.
And that's another thing. These people know people. It's a relationship-based thing. It's like everything we know in life. Who do you know? Like, who can hook you up? If my company was in not only just a great position, but you know that even from a logistics standpoint, there would be no reason why anyone will be working anywhere in any capacity. If I'm an entrepreneur and I have the openingness and willingness of doing anything, there is nobody that wouldn't work with me that's a friend of mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I think it works the same way. The higher it goes, like, no matter what, like, it's like the same thing. And so it's like, and vice versa. But vice versa. If anyone can help me, and I am somebody that I don't like doing it. If I need help and I ask somebody to help me, I will only ask somebody I know that can help me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And think about this though. There are some political topics that we could, or even on a solo show that I would love to talk about, but because of how the information was delivered, it'll never go on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? Protecting fucking relationships.
And it's such as life, though. Like, I think that anyone that's listening right now, live, seriously, you could sit here and I promise you could be elite, good, very good, like, I mean, borderline great or something like that. And, like, you won't get that opportunity. Now, I don't speak this necessarily just as somebody that's, like, somewhat lived it. I think that for the most part, I've lived a solid life. So if I got shot dead yet last night, I think that's solid life so far. But what I would say is that now, even somewhat being on the outside looking in and looking at it, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, this is wild. Like, in a sense of it's a part of the world that I've never got to see because I didn't have to deal with it. And most people don't have to deal with it. And they don't realize it until they're in a position to where they do have to fucking deal with some shit. When you got to deal with some shit, you're going to be a lot more fuck sympathy or whatever, but you're going to be more locked in on the idea of this is the way that everything really works. Because then you'll start looking back and you'll be like, it's not about, well, why does this person have this and why are they doing that? But naturally, as a person, you will feel that way. It doesn't mean that you have hate in your heart or envy or any of this stuff, but you will naturally look at it and say, I could do this too.
Yeah. And I'll say the beauty of that though is if you actually go out there and try to do it, you start to learn how difficult it is. And what you should do is gain gain a healthy respect for that person who you think you're better
Appreciation.
than, because you could still be more talented than that person, but not the right situation, not the right relationships, not the right push, not the right visibility, all of these different things. But hey, man, we're running low on time, so let's jump to rivalry week. One great thing about Thanksgiving is we get rivalry week in college football. Georgia Tech lost last week, and that scares me.
It didn't scare me from the standpoint of for UGA winning the game. Maybe they won't cover, but like,
oh shit, we should win because we the Athens special.
Well, the game's at Mercedes-Benz, obviously, right?
Nigga,
But like,
I'm talking about a reckless driving leading into the end of the season.
he did send that.
We're in rare form. We're shaping up. This is the Georgia football I know, kicking ass and fucking speed.
I think that Georgia Tech, after watching them against Pittsburgh, it's not a very good football team, low key. They're having a good year. Obviously, their playoff hopes shattered with that. It sucks because if they had won, no matter what happened, they're in the ACC championship. They win the ACC they're in. And it would have been good, not just for college football to have this fresh face, but
for Georgia,
for the state of Georgia, right? Yeah, it just is good because as much as we're Georgia fans, I think that we always want Tech to do well.
Yeah, we root for Tech pretty much every week except
they're
for
a
one.
little brother. They really are a little brother. Like it's like
Doesn't
I
mean
want
you
you to
watch
do necessarily better than me, but I want you to do well.
Yeah.
Like if we're in the same competition, it's like I'm gonna beat you because I'm big brother and I can't lose to you. But anything outside of me, man, have at it. Like
it's not like it's not Auburn, Alabama. If Tech were to win a natty,
they're rivals, but like they're not rivals.
The fans aren't rivals.
They're friends. They're like it's a friendly rival.
No.
It's like us in fantasy football. Like I hope you fucking get your brains kicked in this week, Lee.
Sure.
I do because I need that number one seed. I want the bye. So
yeah. But
I would rather not have to play Justice, not because
I want you to play Justice. Mutually
not because not because I don't think not because I think I can beat him. It's just I don't want to have to beat Justice.
You're afraid. I get it.
No, I'm really not.
Little brother becomes big brother.
I would love to play him in the championship again.
Little brother becomes big brother. No, y'all can't play the championship again because y'all collude.
No, well, that didn't even make any sense overall. There is no collusion. How can we?
We're gonna split the pot.
What does that have to do with anything, though?
Hey, let's make a side bet so neither of us lose. Let's just bench our
starter. Where, regardless of who wins, we split the money and we both are winners. Why would anyone be mad at that? If it didn't have nothing to do with I sent him a player that was like that. And then he sent me like he liked the running back, I like the quarterback, and we made a straight up swap. It doesn't make any, and even then, it's still
only two people in the league think that's okay.
Okay. Well, we've never done that before. Like even when we played, what it was he wanted to win and I wanted to win some money. We both wanted to win money. Yeah. And so, but we ended up playing each other anyways. So
yeah, he wanted to win and you wanted to win some money. So it's like, hey, I'll get you this championship.
But it worked out because we played each other.
Yeah.
And we did split the money. I don't have to lie about it.
I know. I'm not accusing you of lying.
But then it did come down to a collusion. It's not that it mattered. It didn't matter who won. At the end of the day,
it didn't matter who won.
Matters in this league.
Because we win, because we are a collective. We are the Hodges brothers, and we work together.
We won more championships combined than the league combined.
Well, yeah, because
we both won 3.
Because you both collude. That's what happened.
We don't fucking collude.
I mean,
it just so happens that we've won these leagues.
That's like the mob. That's like the mob saying, "Hey, we've got the most building contracts in the city." No shit.
This league has been in existence for 10 years. I have been in the championship 6 times. I've won 3 times. Justice has won 3 times.
It's nice. It's nice when you have a teammate inside of a competitive league.
He's not a teammate. He's not a teammate. If he loses to JP, hopefully you lose, I will be glad that if Eric's in, because I don't think Eric's ever been in the playoffs. But
I could call Julian Turner right now, and he would.
But
he
I
would
don't
back
think
up all
that.
these statements.
I don't think that our fantasy football league, it doesn't go that deep. I want justice, but you guys have to understand. I mean, I want you guys to do well too. But like, of course, I want justice. I have known Justice since he was born.
Hey, Jew.
Yo.
Hey, you're on the pod. Real quick, do you believe that Pierce and Justice collude in our fantasy league, something like the mob does when they get contracts in cities?
I believe that they put the integrity of our league at risk.
That's such bullshit, and he knows it too.
I think that when you have two people with the same last name, especially the Haji, it doesn't bode well for the spirit of competition.
Jew, if you're my brother and Lee is my brother, because I consider you guys brothers. Now, yes, me and Justice have the same mom and dad. So, of course,
I'm going to split the pot with him, you know?
I've known Justice since he was born. You guys have to remember this. I have known this nigga. I only have, well, now I have two younger brothers. But, like, for the most part, for the longest part of my life, I've only had one younger brother. Of course, I care about Justice. Like,
you care about the Hodges family dominating the league. So if you don't have,
this is the funny part.
Justice win.
You guys don't even remember this. Laris was actually in our league one year, and I mean, he didn't win anything. Like, Laris was in our league. It was one of those years where we were like short. Someone was on deployment, but like
collusion.
No, Laris didn't. He didn't go to the playoffs. Like, but this is what I'm saying.
He probably sold you guys players. Hey, I'm gonna waive this guy. I'm gonna waive this guy on Thursday at 4:00.
Bullshit. We don't do that. Now you're not. Now it's an integrity thing of me.
Huh?
Now you're saying I don't have integrity.
You know the thing of like that commercial when they're like another NBA players are like describe the dude, he's like soft, pretty boy, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about. That's how I feel about the Haji.
Oh, man.
When it comes to fantasy football, liars, Taligi.
Oh, my goodness.
You know,
you guys, you know, and I don't like how Lee let off with they're like the mob or something. There is no fucking mob. But how could there be a mob? How can two niggas be a mob? That's not possible against 10 other people.
You're right. There is no mob.
It is when they're all mob. Hey, right. That's what somebody in the mob would say, right, Julian? There is no mob.
Well, it's just like all the Peaky Blinders. There was no mob, but it's just a Peaky Blinders. There is no mob. It's just Loaders Express. That's all it is.
You guys are blaming a company that low key doesn't even exist anymore. I don't get it.
You know,
that's all it is.
Hey, thanks for that, Julian. I knew you would be great on this segment.
Anytime to expose foes and
oh my goodness,
who don't believe in the sanctity in fantasy football and will do anything, and I mean anything, to come in the first place. Hey, I'm your guy.
Thanks, dog. Hey, you have a happy Thanksgiving, dog. We're gonna holler at you.
Hey, as well. Hey, love you, boys.
Love you too.
Love you too, brother.
All
right. So he called the most biased person he could find, and we'll leave it at that. I wish we could get Josh Hulsey. I know he's somewhere satellite, but regardless, my point is this: this fantasy football league, it is fun. It's fun. I mean, obviously, we always look forward to it every year. There's no collusion that goes on. This is just as shameless as us talking about Josh Hulsey and his box scores. We don't hate Josh, just as they don't really. This is a kayfabe.
Hey man,
this is wrestling. You know what I mean? Like,
But hey, big dog, we got 10 minutes left. What's important?
Let's do this. Yeah, because gosh, I do need to get down there.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we can extend it. It's 9:51.
I've got to do a FaceTime, and I still want to get downtown before it gets too late too.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm rocking with the 10 o'clock.
Okay, that's fine. All right, well then, hold on.
And I mean, we can give or take 5-10, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
what I was doing. All right, well, let's just quickly hit some stuff. LeBron's last season. What do you think?
Le Cap.
I agree too. I don't believe that LeBron, like I told you, I don't think his pride would honestly allow him to just retire like this. So
I don't think Adam Silver's employer would allow LeBron to do this.
Yeah, and certainly the Lakers wouldn't either. So, all right, that's enough.
The narrative.
Hawks got blown out. We're not even going to talk about them. How about let's get to the Morehouse student real quick.
You didn't want to talk about CP3 announcing his retirement?
He had low key already done it, and like nobody just cared. So it was like, I mean, we can, but like nobody cared anyways. So it's kind of just like, well,
CP3, a great point guard, better loved by fans and media than people who played with him. Pause. And against him.
But that's agree that I can agree with that. I think that Chris Paul's legacy, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but like at the same time, he never won. If there's one thing that everybody can say about Chris Paul, is his impact is to me more similar to Jason Kidd than anyone. Everything that he went to got better when he got better.
Yeah, but like my point about players not liking him, like,
and I think people didn't like Jason Kidd too.
Well, but
or at least his kids don't. His kid think he's like a dick. Like,
well, I'm talking about like basketball not liking him. Just if you play with Chris Paul, you have to play the way Chris Paul wants to play, and if you have any individuality to your game, it could be a tough place for you.
And he's a Banana Boat member as well. And of course, when you're a part of the Banana Boat crew, it
gets wet.
It does get wet. It does. It does. But
what else is on here? You want to talk about the Morehouse student?
Yeah, just briefly.
He got
I didn't even see the video. Obviously, I just read the report. But what I will say is that I don't condone any violence as a whole, but certainly a Morehouse student on a Clark or Spelman. Like, I know it's Clark, but like it's certainly man on woman.
Hey man, keep your hand off women.
Yeah, it's real simple. I mean, these are things that it's so sad that they have to be talked about, even because these are like known things. Like, why? Keep your hands off other men too if they don't touch you.
Well, yeah, but that's what I was about to say. Here comes the hard part. The reason why this conversation I think keeps coming up is because we can't have the real conversation, and it kind of reminds me of like what got Steve in hot water. With the stuff that came up recently when he was talking about the Ray Rice incident, and he was like, "I'm not condoning what he did, but like, what did she do?" You know what I mean? But hold on. Don't shake your head at that because
I'm saying Steve's just is Steve.
Yeah, again, but it's a legitimate question. Most things that happen, no, fuck that. Nothing happens. I can't think of much that will happen where it justifies a man like being physically aggressive towards a woman. There are a couple of situations like she's trying to kill you, whatever. She has a weapon. Like there are places where that's your only option, right?
Yes.
Yeah, how crazy it is for me to even say it because you know what I mean. Everybody knows what I mean, but it can be taken another way. But as a human being, you should also not put yourself in a position to have somebody put hands on you. And what does that mean? Some people don't have self-control. So you can't assume that everybody has self-control. And this isn't victim blaming. This is called being a responsible adult. We've been in confrontations with people before. You take a second to think about this confrontation or this possible confrontation. Where am I at? Who am I with? What's the security? Why are we doing this? What's the security situation? Can I get out of here? Am I out of state? You know, like there's all these different thoughts going through your head. So in saying that, like, yo, if you see somebody violent like that, you should stay away from them. Or if you're going to be around them, conduct yourself accordingly or be prepared for that. Again, that's you. That person needs to work on themselves and their self-control. Definitely. But I'm only giving the quote-unquote victim side, like the quote-unquote victim blaming, more attention because that's not a conversation that's had. And I'm somebody who, I've been hit before by a woman and I didn't hit her back. You don't get hit for no reason, even if what you did doesn't deserve you being hit.
For sure.
So I say that to say, man, watch what you do, watch what you say, because you can only control yourself. You can't control other people. Hey, control yourself, motherfucker. Watch what the fuck you're doing. Don't put your hands on no girl like that, bro. Don't put your hands on nobody like that. Your parents didn't send you to Morehouse to be fighting. Like, yeah, let me be an old nigga real quick. Like, hey, all you tough guys in college, it's one thing to be a man and not to allow disrespect. If somebody puts you in a situation, yeah, you fight. Fights happen. Especially at an all-male college. Like, it's a lot of testosterone going on in them freshman dorms. But
a lot of new niggas meeting each other and
marking their territory. Like
they believe that where I'm from is greater than where you from, or you didn't grow up like me. Like,
yeah. It's a lot of that dumb shit that you're supposed to work through. And I think your parents are okay with that because you find yourself. But hey, young man, take this as a learning lesson in finding yourself. Because if this is who you are going to continue to be, you're going to continue to be in these situations. Funny thing, a reference to our friend earlier, where you may know her, but I won't say why. Part of why you won't say why, because sometimes what everybody knows you for is who you are to them forever. Mm-hmm. And you don't get to reintroduce yourself, right? You never get that opportunity.
You can't be Hove all the time.
Yeah, so be careful of what you do because that might be who you are to somebody forever.
I can't think of a better way to say that. And there's only one way that we can end up ending this anyways, and I guess that's with the picks.
Gentlemen, did I jump the gun?
No, you're good.
Well, I don't know. Go ahead and do it so I can do it again now because it has to be.
Yeah. False start, Lee. 10-second reset, automatic. Time to do this over again. All right. So what I was gonna say was just this, just in general, because I was looking at obviously our card here, and I knew that we're gonna leave here soon, but like because FC we can talk about it anytime.
Yeah, they redacted the names.
Certainly we couldn't even recap, but one of the things I did just want to quickly say, especially, and I think it's perfect timing, when it comes to the college football playoffs, these guys, just real quick, do you think, you probably didn't see the clip, but like they asked about top five stay the same, then Ole Miss got jumped by Oregon. Now, Oregon did beat USC at home, and their opinion of it was literally they asked the dude, you know what he said? Because they were 6-7. He's like 6-7. He literally did it. Like, basically, it's one and the same, and it's just like, you're a sneaky motherfucker, nigga. You think that this pop culture shit.
Or they think Lane's leaving.
Well, that was the question. The question was, and just quickly, you can tell who you think after I say this, where you think he will go if he's going to leave at all, which is my thing. But like, they asked what type of impact does that have if they win the Egg Bowl? And because obviously Florida State in a 4-team playoff is undefeated and wins the ACC, but doesn't go in because their starting quarterback won't be playing. So it's like, does that have an impact? Is what the question was. And he said 6-7.
Hell,
that was literally his answer, though. And it's like, okay,
we take
that was it seriously.
Yeah, that was the best non-answer that he could give. It's funny, it's stupid.
Because they were literally both 6 and 7, and they
it's clever, but it also lets them know you're not going to tell them anything, which is the right thing to do.
But Ole Miss gets in if they win, and so does Oklahoma. Like, these are teams that should be in if they win, one way or another.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if Lane's the coach. I don't know who the coach would be if Lane leaves, but like,
and
more importantly, why is it that if Lane leaves, he can't finish out the season? We've seen Jim Moore. They're not playing for anything, but like, why? There is another coach. I think it's North Texas's coach. He's going to somewhere, and they said that he's going to get to finish out because North Texas has a chance to obviously make the college football playoffs. So it's like,
because Florida and LSU need to get their guy in so they can sure up their recruits, because they're playing at a different level and there's different money involved. And it kind of goes to what Coach Saban said this past week on game day, or 2 weeks ago, whenever he said it. This is bullshit. Like, that's essentially what he said. Like, you owe the player something as a coach. You owe the university something as a coach, but more importantly, you owe these players, because you don't get to compete for a national championship every year.
okay,
Ole Miss doesn't compete for national championships. You have your team competing for a national championship. Florida, LSU, you should maybe want the national championship winning coach to come to your school, or maybe not, because that drives up the price. I don't fucking know, because he's going to get the highest contract until Kirby, till he signs it, then Kirby will pass him. But college football is the wild, wild west, and it's being ran by the TV networks. And the TV networks don't actually care about football. They care about ad revenue and data. So here we are.
Well, that makes total sense to me, but we got to make sense of these picks this week, Lee. So you know what time it means, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Parlay P's College Football 6-pack.
666. All right. So obviously, happy holidays to those and everyone listening. I'm going to say this again because I guess the NFL clip's the one that normally gets posted. But nonetheless, we've got a delicious spread for this holiday occasion. This is actually the last week of college football. It's so crazy how fast this year's went by, Lee. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It has gone by so quickly. But let's get into it. We got LSU at Oklahoma. Oklahoma has a playoff spot on the line. We will be taking Oklahoma on the line. So let's get Oklahoma minus 9.5 at home. They're going to the playoffs. Congratulations, Oklahoma. Next, we got Missouri at Arkansas, a game that actually doesn't have meaning but value. We're going to take Missouri on the money line. They're minus 145. I think that's tremendous value against, I was going to say Bobby Bowden. Against that former fucker that was the Falcons head coach since he's coaching in Arkansas, and they're not. All right, Missouri's better. Shout out to Coach Drink. We got Arizona at Arizona State. I like over 47. They have it set at 47. That's pretty low. We're going to take over 47 to Arizona at Arizona State. Then we got Mississippi at Mississippi State, as we talked about, Lane Kiffin. Let me get Mississippi Ole Miss to win. I don't really care what's going on. Fun fact, lost a $50,000 bet probably, I think it was 2 or 3 Thanksgivings ago on this game because I took Ole Miss. But I'll leave that there for the, what would they call that, Lee?
I don't know.
I don't know. They have this thing where they're like notes. They're not Spark Notes, but it's like something for readers whenever they read something.
Cliff notes.
Cliff Notes for this, just to give a heads up. Next, we got Georgia at Georgia Tech. Of course, I have to touch the good old-fashioned hate. I like under 60. They haven't said it's 60. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if Georgia Tech's just going to move the ball on Georgia. I know the last year we got the classic, probably the best game they've ever played. We're going to take under 60 here. I just don't – that's a really high number, under 60. And then we got Texas A&M at Texas. This will surprise a lot of people. Give me Texas on the money line, baby. I think Texas wins at home against A&M. A&M hadn't lost a game all year. I don't think that A&M, especially after the South Carolina game, I don't know how good they truly are. Texas isn't that as good as we thought that they were, but what we do know is that Arch Manning is better, and certainly next year will warrant all the Texas and Arch hype, as far as I'm concerned. Assuming he comes back, that team will be probably the best team in the SEC.
If Texas wins, they get in, by the way.
No, they don't. It's going to take a lot of stuff, Lee. It's going to take a lot. We'll talk about it next week, but it's good. I think it's going to take a lot for them to get in. They're a lost team.
I know.
It's going to take a lot. They're going to need some stuff to happen, but I'm not saying that they can't. I just think that all right, hold on real quick.
The network's winning.
Well, but then if A&M loses, Georgia wins and Alabama beats Auburn, which they will. Gosh, that was actually the pick I wanted to put in. I didn't see it on here when I put this in. I like Alabama minus 5.5. I really, really do. I think that's way too low against Auburn. They're going to absolutely cover that spread. Low key, Lee, hold on. Can you cross out just real quick? I'm sorry. Yeah, that was actually the pick I wanted. Can you cross out I like all these. I really do. Just cross out the Arizona State and put Alabama
minus 5.
Minus 5.5 against Auburn. Yeah. They're gonna cover the spread. Like they're gonna beat them on a touchdown. So
all right, so we got Oklahoma minus 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Mizzou on the money line.
Mm-hmm.
Bama minus 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss on the money line.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia and Georgia Tech under 60.
Yep.
And Hook 'em Horns, Texas on the money line.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Parlay P's NFL 6-pack.
Happy holidays to those out there that celebrate. Let's get into it. We are thankful for these 6 picks. We've got the Buffalo Bills at the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is funny because we're not doing any picks from the Thanksgiving game because I don't think I can get it up in time tomorrow. Maybe I will. We'll see. And it's a juicy slate too. Anyways, we're going to do all the Sunday games or Monday games. Buffalo Bills at Pittsburgh Steelers. I like over 60. Give me Bills at Steelers over 6. I'm sorry. Bills at Steelers over 46. Next, I don't have to explain it. Bad defense, points. Very important game. Raiders at Chargers. Chargers minus 8.5. The Raiders, I think, are the worst team in the NFL. Give me the Chargers at 8.5 coming off a bad performance. Giants at Patriots is the Monday night game. I like what Jameis is cooking. I'm going to take the Giants on the money line. I don't know why. We're going to go Giants money line. Then next, we got the Falcons at the Jets. I hope that I am not jinxing my team. We're going to take the Falcons to beat the Jets on the money line. Next, we got the Vikings at the Seahawks. I like Vikings minus 9.5. I think that this line's a little low.
Yeah, Vikings at the Seahawks?
Yep.
And Vikings?
Steelers. Seahawks minus 9.5.
Oh, I was about to say.
But it is Vikings at Seahawks. But Seahawks minus 9.5. And then finally, we've got the Cardinals at the Buccaneers. We have no idea if Baker's going to play, but 43.5 is a low number for both of these teams regardless. I'm going to take the over 43.5 in that game.
And who's that?
Cardinals at Bucks.
So we got Steelers, Buffalo and Steelers over 46.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers minus 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
Giants on the money line.
Mm-hmm.
Falcons on the money line.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks minus 9.5.
Yep.
And Cards at Bucks over 43.5.
That's a low number, but yes.
You like it. I love it.
And when he likes it and he loves it, we will be time for
Leads three. All right, so for leads 3 this week, give me Lane on the money line. You know, shout out to Lane, one of my favorite college football coaches. He's gonna win that Egg Bowl and make Ole Miss proud.
And then what happens after that? Just quick prediction from you from that standpoint. Where does he go?
He's gonna win that Egg Bowl, and he's going to make Ole Miss proud.
Yeah, but he's doing a press conference the next day. Where is he going to leave or is he going to stay? Should I stay or should I go?
He's going to make Ole Miss proud.
Okay.
Live and die in Dixie.
Okay.
I mean, all those schools are in Dixie, but nonetheless. Give me the Falcons on the money line. I don't like to take the Falcons. I don't believe in the Falcons. I don't trust the Falcons. But the Jets stink.
They do. They suck.
And then finally, give me the Seahawks minus 9.5. The Vikings have a terrible quarterback, a terrible NFL quarterback. And
JJ's not even starting.
Carson's back?
No, it's Max Brosman. You ever heard of him?
This is really scary going into this.
Well, he was quarterback in Minnesota last year. Minnesota sucks on offense in college, so I highly doubt that it'll make any difference in the NFL.
Maybe he'll force feed Jettis.
Brother. You're in for a rude fucking awakening.
I don't have an expectation. I mean, I tried to trade Jettis away weeks ago. Nobody wanted him.
Lee, you will be playing a playoff game next week if everything goes the way it should.
Devin A. Chain, my workhorse.
He's caused some nightmares for me. I've got mine that fumble that gave you that win. Because, so this is a fun fact, too. Before we get off, if I win that game, I've already clinched the number 1 seed. It didn't even matter what happens this week.
If Dallas doesn't do that bullshit that they did in the Monday night game, I would have clinched Sunday or Monday or Tuesday morning to be exact.
It's a game of inches, right?
That's what she said.
As she should.
I think that's the perfect way to end it, man.
Lee, happy Thanksgiving. I'm sure that we'll probably be talking at some point tomorrow, if not on the phone or I know we will probably definitely be a message, but I'm sure we'll talk too. But
yep,
you guys have a happy Thanksgiving.
Same.
Salutations, good people. Until next time.
All right, we'll see y'all next week.
All right, brother. Take care.